G'day guys, Wes Zandt here from the Down Under Centre. So I'm joined today by Craig and Tanya Fell. So firstly, Craig and Tanya, thank you for joining us today. Where are you joining us from, guys?
So we're from Brisbane in Queensland.
Brisbane, Queensland, perfect. Now, we've met a few times, obviously. So you guys have been in Brisbane for how long?
So it was 3 years in July. So we're
Wow.
the 3-year mark, yeah.
Perfect. Any plans to move back to Australia, or you're happy in Queensland?
Definitely not.
No, stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. So what we're going to do is probably just, I'll just ask you some questions, throw in there. Probably you've been there a few years, so you've got probably lots of interesting, maybe information, maybe places to holiday, maybe what you've been doing. Obviously, Craig, you're all dressed up, mate, so you're no doubt, well, I know you're an electrician, but we'll talk a little bit about that, the transition as well. And then just give the listeners just, I guess, some more information, a bit about what it's like migrating. If I throw a question out there, guys, and it's something you don't want to answer, just tell me to, we'll abort mission. It won't be a problem at all. Okay. So we'll start firstly with, so Craig, what are you doing for work, mate?
So I'm electrician.
Yep, perfect. And you were the main applicant for the visa?
Yes, I was.
Okay, perfect. So we'll come back to that in a little bit. And Tanya, before you've taken this new amazing job with the DUC, what else were you doing, or are you doing?
So I'm an allied health assistant working in the Brisbane Children's Hospital in the city.
Yep.
So yeah, I've been there for just over a year and a bit now. So yeah, it's great.
Excellent, perfect. And obviously there's one more to the Fell clan, young boy called Harry. So Harry's 6, I believe.
Yeah, he's in grade 1 at a local school. Yeah, absolutely loves life here. He does lots of sports, lots of activities outside of school. Great group of friends, and the school is just brilliant, absolutely brilliant for him.
Yeah, so you've been there 3 years. So he was what, 2.5, 3 when he migrated. So does he remember back in the UK?
A little bit, not so much. He remembers what the weather's like. He says he doesn't like the rain, and if it rains here, he's like, oh, it's a wet day today, we can't play outside. And he's such an outdoorsy kid now. Yeah,
well, he would have hated this week. You guys had some rain in Queensland, didn't you? Were you guys affected by that?
No, we've been quite lucky. A lot of areas around us have had a bit of flooding, but no, it's a bit cold at the moment. It's like okay.
And when you say cold, let's clarify this. What's when you say cold at the moment? Because I'm coming in live from Victoria and I'm wearing like a coat, and on my thing here it says it's 17 degrees at 5:45 on a Thursday evening, and I put a coat on. But how cold in Queensland right now?
About 20.
Okay.
It's cold.
Okay. All right. So we're being a bit greedy with the UV rays, aren't we, us, you Queenslanders, Okay. So whereabouts in Queensland are you?
So we are Bayside Brisbane. So we're like southeast of the city. So the Redlands area. It's called Pommies. It's like Pommy, England here. There's like Poms on the Bay.
Okay.
There's a lot of English people that seem to come here.
Yeah.
I think it's purely because of the location. It's very close to the water. It's good, easy commute to the Gold Coast. It's good, easy commute to the sunny coast, into the city.
Yeah.
Families. A lot of elderly people that have been here for quite a while. Yeah.
And Tanya, you mentioned close to the beach. How close is close? Is it an hour, half an hour, 10 minutes? Do you walk? Do you drive there?
You'd have to drive. So we have like little beaches along the water's edge, so it's about 15-minute drive. And then to like the big like beaches at the Gold Coast, you're about 40 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And you found out where to get like a Yorkshire pudding and the perfect pint and all that. Craig, have you figured that out yet, mate?
Yeah, we found a few local pubs.
Yeah.
That's all started, yeah.
Yeah, there's
great
there's a good one at Tambourine, isn't there?
Yeah.
Tambourine Mountain, yeah.
And do you find you guys associate, obviously, Harry, being at primary school and being active with sport, do you find yourself hanging out with more of his friends' parents, or you're hanging out with lots of English people, or is it a mixture of everything?
Well, you take him more to soccer. Yeah, it's a good mixture, to be fair. But we have got a good group of Aussie friends that have kind of like taken us under their wings, basically, and I like our extended family here.
Perfect.
A set of them are like our adopted mum and dad, aren't they? And
yeah,
we
are a caring bunch, us Aussies. I think we get along quite well with the English. And what about the accent, Craig? When you first hit the sites, mate, was it, were they giving you a bit of flack, or did you fit right in? How'd that work out, buddy?
To be honest, it was kind to me. Everyone always comes up to me and asks how long I've been here, so I've not lost the English accent yet.
I can confirm you guys haven't lost the accent, and I think I was in the UK for just under 13 years, and still when I go to new shops, they'll ask, where I'm from, and I would just forget Australia and just say, oh, I'm from Rislip, like just down the road, really. But anyway, okay, perfect. So let's go back a step. Whose idea was it to migrate originally? How did that conversation happen?
Mine.
And what was it? Have you been to Australia before, Tanya?
No. Basically, from a very young age, I wanted to be out of the UK. From about 16, 17, I knew I didn't want to be with my parents, living at home, very independent, and I've got family in America. And I thought, originally we can go to America, and I thought all that. Then I met Craig. Well, that's that. And then everything went a bit pear-shaped with the American and the gun crime, and we thought, we'll do a camper van trip from Queensland up to Cairns. And I was actually pregnant with Harry at the time, wasn't I? And we camper vanned it, and then we came back to the UK, and I said to Craig, I was like, I think we're going to go live in Australia. And then we literally, I think we researched you guys, and then I think we must have come to Birmingham or something.
Oh, one of the expos.
Yeah, one of the expos, and went from there. And then I think about 16 months later, we was here.
Oh, excellent. And Craig, your thoughts, mate? Tanya's turned around. She's, said, look, I want to, you've had the holiday and the trip. I want to move to Oz. Were you like straight away, bang, I feel the same, or was it a bit of convincing?
No, I think it's the same, really. Yeah, we did enjoy our time here. Just we was only here a few weeks, but enjoyed it.
And when you were doing the road trip, guys, was there like a little favourite place when you remember, that you remember on the trip?
Probably Fraser. Fraser and the Whitsundays. So Fraser Island and the Whitsundays for sure.
Yeah. They got nice ponds down there, don't they? The water's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. It's like lots of Aussies just that's where they go. Lots of retirees and everything. It's where your holiday in winter. Where I am in Melbourne, everyone goes down there for winter. That's good. So, okay. And what visa did you guys arrive on?
We came on a 190.
Okay, so the permanent residency.
Yeah.
Okay. And Craig, you were the main applicant.
I was, yeah.
Okay. So you did the electrical skills assessment. I
did, yeah.
Okay. And who was the person who gathered all the documents? Who was doing all the the work? Was it joint? Was it one person take over?
It was pretty joint, I think, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's so much to it. But no, we did it jointly.
I think the bank statements was the biggest thing to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Craig, you would have done a practical assessment from our offices. How'd you find the practical assessment, mate, for a Sparky?
No, it was good actually. Yeah, it was alright. I think there was 5 of us on the day.
Yeah.
Took us about half a day, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit of written and then a bit of practical.
Yeah. And were you nervous before? Obviously it's quite emotional. It's quite expensive, the skills assessment. So it's something you, I guess, want to get right the first time. Were you nervous a bit about it?
Yeah, I was a little nervous, but your tutor was quite good, just like talking us through the stages of what we was going to do and stuff like that, broke it down throughout the day.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so we gathered the documentation. Did you do the English test? Was the English test required for you?
I did do the English test, yeah.
Yeah, Carl, mate. Which one did you do? The IELTS or the PTE?
No, I did the IELTS.
All right. It's what were the scores, mate? 9999.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was about and an 8 in one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think there was 7.5, 8.5, and an 8.
Well done.
I think.
And that was your first effort, first time with the English test? Yeah. And did you prepare for the English test, or you just jump straight into it?
Yeah, I did a lot of the like previous papers.
Okay.
Just to get my head around how it would work, and then we just went for it.
And when you did the English test on the day, how does that work? Did you just, obviously it's all booked in for you? Just can you walk us through what happened on the day?
Yes, so I went to Sheffield, I think, to a little place. So I did the written exam first, then you have a little break, then you do the next part, and then a bit more of a break, and then I think I did my speaking at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it takes around about a couple of weeks to get that result back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And did you have your skills assessment complete first, or did you do the English test and then the skills assessment?
I can't remember now.
I think I did the English first. And then I came to London to do the skills.
Yeah, well, I always think it's a good idea to do that, because then, we always advise our clients, if you can gather all the documentation for the skills assessment, know you're going to get past that, do the English test, then we're no longer guesstimating what score you've got. We then know, and then obviously you're going into the skills assessment with a bit of information prior to going in, and then obviously once you get that bit done, then you're on to the EOI stage. And who from our team helped you out? Do you remember?
Jenny? Jenny, and there was someone else, but I can't remember.
All right, we won't tell them that you can't remember. 3 years ago, was it Nikki?
I know, it's Jenny
Will?
6, because
Jenny's the star, mate. She's I don't know. Someone made a comment today about Jenny. The South Australia Open today, and someone was like, "Mate, I'm doing night shift. I understand why I'm silly enough to be awake, but fair play to her. She's up there at like 3 a.m. to make sure our clients are getting lodged." So anyway, amazing. Let's go back to Harry for a bit. Lots of our migrants, or lots of our clients have children. That's probably our main market. So Harry, he was 3. He come over. He's 6. Is it when you guys thought you'd make the move? Is he living the life? Is it what you thought, or was it a little bit different for him? Is it better? Is it worse? The lifestyle for young kids?
Oh, by far better.
Yeah.
Like, just the whole, like, even down to like when we first came here, obviously I didn't work to start with. I had time off with Harry, and then we did a lot of research in finding him a kindy, because we thought, that's a great way for like myself to meet mums, and
yeah,
the connection is all through the women, basically, I say.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went into a kindy. It was just doing 2 days at the time.
Yeah.
Great, all outdoors. They were bringing like people into the kindy to like do soccer things, and they were having like farm people with animals bring their farm animals in, and like pets. And I was just thinking health and safety would be all over this if it was in the UK.
I bet. Our young boy Jax, he's in kindy at the moment, Tanya, and on Thursdays they do, oh my gosh, now I've forgotten what it's called. Basically they spend the whole day outside every Thursday. That's their kinder day. That's just what they do. They've got a little hut that they all go to and everything. They just learn about things. Like, we were at his brother's football the other day, and he told me he could eat this plant. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. I hope he got that bit right. But I tried to avoid him. But you mentioned something there before. Craig, what are the mates back home going to think when Tanya and Harry are calling football soccer? How are you going to explain that one to the boys, mate?
Oh yes, it's not a good turn, is it?
Yeah, it's interesting, that one, but we're fully admitting it's called soccer. We'll take that for sure. So young Harry's settled in, lots of friends, which is good.
Yeah, he loves it. Loves grade 1 at school. Again, they do like incursions and excursions, and he's just done a big massive project on the Big Bang, and they've brought scientists in to talk to them, and he's just had his book day today.
Oh, who was he?
He went as a creeper from Minecraft.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's yeah, our boy went as Harry Potter or something. Well, as Harry Potter. Yeah. And then did he do the 90? Did he do the 90 days in as well? Has he done that one? Or the 100 days of school, whatever it's called?
No, I don't think so.
No, in Victoria they do 100 days of school, so they have to dress up as well. So our boy Jet dressed up as a crazy scientist, but that's a bit of background. My wife's a teacher, and she was saying the same. It's just so different, so more relaxed, and she sort of looks back and go, well, maybe Ofsted, what they're doing in the UK, sort of so many rules that really just it makes it less enjoyable. Yeah. Maybe for the teachers, which then might reflect on the students, and you've got this free reign. And let's be clear, listeners, we don't let our kids run wild. They're all safe and everything like that, but it is a little bit laid back. All right, so it's 25. It's 20 degrees now, and you're sort of coming out the end of winter. You send Harry off to school in the summer days. Obviously, he'll be wearing a big hat and everything like that. The schools make him wear the hat.
Yeah, hat. They have sun cream in the classrooms. Big on water. We've got like water fountains and things like that all around the school. Shorts and t-shirt, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fans and aircon in the classrooms we've got here too.
All right. And for the people that think Aussies wear flip-flops all year round, obviously young Harry wears school shoes. He doesn't wear flip-flops to school.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. All right. We protect his toes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what? So you both were. So you're a Sparky, obviously, Craig, because you did the skills assessment to qualify for that. You have to do industry currency and everything. And what were you doing in the UK, Tanya, for work?
So I was actually doing the same role I am doing now in the UK, but rather than with the paediatrics like I am now, I was with the elderly. Sure. So same sort of job, but different people.
Okay, perfect. So how was the transition? We'll start with you, Tanya, first. So Tanya, you came and you spent a bit of time getting Harry sorted and everything.
Yeah.
Applying for jobs in the field. You had experience in the UK. Was it easy enough to find a job in Australia, in Queensland?
So I actually originally, I thought, I'll have a bit of time out of my career.
Yeah.
So I actually got talking to our neighbour who owns a hair salon, and she had a receptionist, like salon manager role going, and it was part-time, perfect for Harry and Kindy. And I thought, that's a great way to be in a hair salon. I'll get talking to loads of people.
Yeah.
So yes, I did that for about a year, but I overlapped it with getting a job as an allied health assistant at the local hospital. I interviewed, and they gave me it, and that was a good role. I was there for a year and a bit again.
Yeah.
Before I then moved on and applied for the Children's Hospital, and I've been there, since.
Perfect. Now, so you said you got interviewed, and was it? Were you worried? Did they bring up any English, qualifications, English history, or did they sort of treat it like Australian history? Did it go well? Obviously, it went well. You got the job, but was it a good interview?
Very laid back here, because originally I didn't actually want to go and work at the Children's Hospital, but they were adamant they wanted me to interview. And I was like, oh no, I'm just gonna have a bit of a breakout again of my career, and I've just got Harry into school and I would like to be around for him in prep. And they were like, no, we would really like you to interview. And they were like, to the point where I didn't even have to go in for an interview. I did it via Teams.
Oh, wow.
They sent me the questions to me that I prepared for 5 minutes before. And then, hit the ground running with this interview. One of the interviewees was from, she was from England too. So we was just chatting all about that, really.
Ah, perfect.
We're going to crack on. We've got the next one coming, and yes.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Now, Craig, you being a licensed trade, mate, yours was probably a little bit different. So how did you go, mate? How did you go about getting a job when you first got here, buddy?
So luckily for me, someone I work with in the UK works for the company I work for now.
Oh, easy.
And my two bosses are both from Liverpool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So does your business hire Aussies, or is it just people from the UK, mate?
They do hire both, but
Yeah.
give me a ring, I can get you a job.
Yeah, perfect. Just make sure you come through the Down Under Centre, guys.
Yeah.
No, that's good, mate. And okay, so did you have so you're in Queensland? Did you complete gap training and everything like that?
Yeah. So I used a company that my firm recommended.
Yep. And how long was your gap training, mate?
So it's about 8 months for me.
Okay. And what did the gap training consist of?
So I did a logbook of everything I did during the week.
Yep.
For 6 months. Then after that, I did a 2-day practical exam.
Okay. Yep.
And then when you've done that, you apply for your license.
Okay. And when you get your license, what do you get in return, mate? What's that called?
I'm classed as electrical mechanic.
Okay, perfect. Is it do they refer to as the A grade license over in Queensland?
No, not that I'm aware of.
No. So your background is more like a mechanical fitter, electrical fitter, is it? Or are you back in the UK? Were you doing more like electrician general, more domestic houses and everything?
So the last job I did in the UK was a police station. So I was more commercial sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then here, my company do high rises. So I just do apartments.
Okay. So, is there much of a difference being a Sparky in the UK compared to Australia?
To be fair, it's easier here. They use different equipment, different fit off. Like in the UK, if you fit a downlight, you've got to do like a joint box and everything like that. Here, you just plug them in.
Okay.
So it's half the time.
Yeah. Good stuff. And obviously, pay wise and everything like that. I mean, being electricians are a very good trade, in both countries. Did you, do you feel that you were getting paid more in the UK or more in Australia?
Here, I know our company paid between 35 and 50 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in the UK, I think I was on £15.
Okay, so probably a little bit more, but
More.
you've got the, the cost of living. So, whereabouts in the UK were you guys?
We was Lincolnshire.
Lincolnshire. So, obviously, spending lots of time in the UK and Australia, coming back, you sort of like compare things. And I always found that in London, meat and beer and all that was quite cheap. And then when I come and visit a bit, I was, 6-pack of beer and a steak. I remember saying to my brother once, it's like $50. Like, what's going on? That's crazy. And I'm trying to explain to the lady at the cashier that in the UK I could get 6 beers for £4 and it's a lot cheaper. But obviously you got to weigh it up. So yes, some things might have a higher dollar value, but when you compare it to the UK, it's probably on par. Do you guys feel that the cost of living with what you're earning gives you a good lifestyle?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We've got more money in the bank here than we did in the UK. So we must do something right.
Yeah. And okay, so it's worked out well for both of you guys with jobs and everything like that. And recently Tanya's just found the idea, the best job ever, which we all know about. And then Craig, you're liking it, enjoying the UK side, a few similarities, a few differences and everything. For an electrician coming over, should they be feeling anxious about getting involved in the Australian electrical workforce or not?
Nah, I think it's the concept is the same pretty much.
Yeah.
It's all, you connect the same cables, different colours, but it's old colours so everyone will know them.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the same thing.
Yeah, and you guys still leave the little electrical cables on the ground for all the other trades to pick up, Craig? You still do that, mate, in the UK and Australia?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that thing's never changed. All right, okay, so work-life balance, guys. When you come over to Australia, was that something you guys wanted to focus on, the work-life balance, or that wasn't really a priority?
it was a big part of it, really. More because Craig, for instance, in the UK, he was working nights, long days. You would come home, wouldn't you? And then you'd literally have his dinner and he'd be straight back out the door again. And I was like, this is not how I want Craig being with his son. Like,
Yeah.
And like myself too, I was part-time in the UK, but not part-time where like I am here. I was like 30 hours in the UK, but I had to still spread it across 5 days. So I was still like pretty much working full time, like it felt, because I was working every day. Whereas here, I've got my hours. I'm in 3 days and I get 2 days off, and I'm able to take Harry to school. I'm able to pick him up. Craig's home at a good time to be able to pick him up early enough to go off to soccer, to go off to tennis with him, and
perfect
dad things that you want to do when they're little. And
100%. That's it's amazing what I think what we remember as adults now about our childhoods with our parents and everything like that. And sometimes it's not going to theme parks, and I never did that with my family and that, but I remember all the camping trips with my old man, and it's that stuff that you want to do. Okay, so you moved to Queensland, you're close to beaches and all of that. It's like how some people get a pool and they say we never use it. Okay, you're in Queensland. Are you at the beach a lot? Is it just there? Is it something you drive past, or you're actively in the water and living that Australian lifestyle, do you think?
Harry definitely is. Harry would be in the water every 5 minutes if he could. We aren't so much. We'll paddle and we'll sit on a nice our deck chair and wine or a beer in hand, and while he's splashing around in front of us, and the barbecue at the park, we'll meet a group of friends, and
And all right, so let's talk about, there's two things here. So could Harry swim before he came? I mean, he's only 3, so maybe my boys couldn't swim at 3. Did he adjust to the water well? Do they do, I know in Melbourne, the school my son's at, they do swimming as part of the I can't say that word, curriculum, whatever the word is. Did he learn via school, or did you have to take him to lessons?
So we started him off in lessons. Actually, at his school, there is a swimming pool, so they do lessons outside of school hours. So we actually originally got him booked in there because we thought, he's going to be starting swimming in grade 1. So he started in prep with outside of school hours swimming, and then towards the end of prep, he started doing it as his PE lesson. Over the summer months, they used to take them into the pool over the summer months, and then over the winter, because it's an outdoors pool, the winter they stop. They've just been doing some refurb to it actually, and then he'll be back in the water probably next month, the month after. But loads of friends have got pools. He's pretty good, really. He can swim better than his daddy.
Love it. I love it. Now, you mentioned going to the barbecues. What's a barbecue costing you? Do you hire them out? How does it work?
No. So at majority of parks, they have benches set up and there's just a barbecue. You just turn it on, cook away, and you're done. Free of charge.
Are they clean? Obviously, not everyone's going to be spotless, but generally they're pretty clean, trustworthy.
Yeah, I think they're cleaned quite regularly by the council.
That's a big thing over here, actually, Wes, that we've noticed. It's so clean. Like litter, you don't see litter down the side of the road like you do in the UK.
No,
different.
Yeah, but if someone litters, you kind of it's like definitely frowned upon.
Yeah, it says about it. That's naughty. They do that. Yeah.
But in the UK, I one of the first things I noticed when I arrived from France to London was, where's all the cricket players? This isn't, I just didn't do any research, whatever, obviously, but and that's one thing I noticed. But it is a bit frowned upon. The old littering, and it's quite clean, and as it should be too. It's so beautiful. You don't want to wreck it, and I think everyone's with that. And what's your feeling? Do you feel is it a relaxed lifestyle compared to the UK, or is it about the same? What do you think?
No, it's a lot more relaxed.
Definitely.
It is more relaxed,
so much more relaxed.
Awesome. So the work-life balance is really good. So when we talk about obviously part of work and life and everything like that. Obviously, got to get to A to B and everything like that. Craig, you're working on commercial buildings, is that, or you're going to different places each week, or are you at one place, one work site for a longer period of time?
Yeah, I usually stay on one job between 5 months to a year, depending on how many levels.
Yeah, and what time would you be expected to be at work, mate, on the bigger sites?
So here we do 6:30 till 3 as a standard.
Yeah.
Overtime if you want to, but very rarely.
Okay.
It's now and again if they're busy.
Yeah. So 6:30 till 3. That's a fair chunk of the day left, mate. Yeah.
Get child to soccer.
To soccer. Yeah, go to soccer. Maybe a barbecue on the beach.
Yeah.
That's okay. Perfect. And the commute, traffic, and everything like that. So 6:30 is pretty early. Much traffic, or it's okay?
So I leave here about 5:30.
Yeah.
And I get to work within 15-20 minutes, so I just get ready. And then coming home's about an hour.
Yeah.
There is a lot of traffic, but it's always flowing.
And who are better drivers, Tanya? The Aussies or the English?
The Aussies are terrible.
I hear this,
They are so bad. They are so bad at cutting in.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Not you indicators, they're terrible for that too. Yeah.
I don't know. It's really weird. Some people forget what the indicator's used for, to advise people we're coming in. Just some of them just click the button, come in and then click the button. It's a bit like, it's really weird that I hear that quite from clients. It's like, the traffic, and sorry, not so much the traffic, but the drivers. But I don't get it, because in the UK the roads are so small and thin, and in Australia they're so wide and big. And how do we manage driving in the UK and Aussie anyway? So you guys had to obviously get your driver's license set up, all your Medicare and all the bits and pieces and everything like that. Challenging, easy? What are your thoughts?
No, we did our driving license in an hour.
Yeah.
You just go to a local transport department, you give them your English one, and they transfer it there and then.
Yeah. What do they make you do, like vision tests and take new photos, or?
No, they just took a new photo and then printed out a card.
Done. Yeah. Happy days. And then how long does that mean you can drive for? Like, does it, obviously the driver's license will expire at some point? Is it 3 years, 5 years, 1 year?
They'll last up to 10 years.
Oh, easy. Done.
Yeah.
Done. All right. So, guys, looking back at everything, so you seem really settled in Australia, which is wonderful news. Would you have done anything differently throughout the process? From either, from the visa side all the way up to where you are now, would you have done something differently?
I don't think so. Definitely not. I think from the get-go of like talking to you guys at that expo, I think we knew there and then that we were set. And the process of it all, I mean, we was very lucky because it happened all before COVID for us.
Yeah, very lucky.
Yeah, because we was literally 16 months from saying, right, talking to you guys, we was here.
Yeah.
That process was all straightforward. We have had some family issues, especially from Craig's side. It's been a big thing for them.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's been very understandable, and it's been hard for them, and it is still hard to this day. I'm not gonna lie. It's not easy, is it?
No.
But at the end of the day, I can understand where they're coming from. We've come across the other side of the world. We've got their only grandson here, and it's hard for them. But we keep telling them to come out and visit and call us via WhatsApp, and we've got the Facebook portal. So and when we was originally doing all the process, we didn't tell anybody we was doing it. So when Craig was coming to do his skills assessment, I would take Harry around London.
Okay, nice.
They thought we was in London on a weekend trip.
Yeah.
Or when we went to do our medicals in Birmingham, and we told them we was going to the Cadbury's factory, and we actually did. And we kept it all very quiet until we actually got that visa to say, yeah, you can get to Australia. We told the family, and it was hard. So whether we could have maybe done that a bit differently and given them a bit more notice, I don't know if that would have made a difference.
Okay, so I've got to ask Tanya. You don't have to answer these, Craig, and say if you don't want to. So, Craig, your family adjusted, sort of a bit differently. And Tanya, you mentioned that you got the visa granted, then told them. So did you? How did you approach that? Did you just say, "Hey guys, on Monday we're off. We've got our visa"? Because I could understand that would be a bit of a shock. Or how long from when you got the visa granted, then you actually jumped on a plane?
No, we give it a little while. We got the visa granted in the December.
Yep.
Right before Christmas, so it was like perfect Christmas box.
Yeah, for you guys.
And then I think we waited till after Christmas to tell them. Yeah. My mum and dad knew what was my family knew that we was planning on to Australia. But yeah, we waited till after Christmas to tell the rest of the family, and then we left in the July. So they had a fair time. And we took 2 weeks off before we actually fully left. To sort out the house, to sort out all the packing and everything like that, and to spend time with the family for those 2 weeks before we left. Yeah. 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's good. It's weird, Tanya. Like I think I've always said the emotional side of migration's a lot harder. I know, my wife's British, and telling her parents that we're shooting off and we have 2 kids, and even now we've got a little daughter due in January, which is exciting. So I guess they miss out on it. And at the same time, when people say to me from the UK, like, would you come back? I'm like, I love the UK. I didn't grow up in the UK. It was my choice to go there and travel, and I think it's got so much to offer when you're in sort of your early 20s. And so I did. Again, I really liked it, but it's hard to think, because the way of life in Australia and how we're set up as a family now, it's just the little things. Sometimes, like living in a tiny little house in London, like a little flat where you're attached to your neighbour, to now having a decent a back garden, enough space to get around and everything like that. It's actually quite nice. But yeah, the emotional side's really challenging. And Craig, I bet that would have put a bit of did it make you question your the move with having a bit of issues with the family?
No, not really. Just I overcome it and came here.
Yeah.
So we still talk to him regularly, keep in contact, tell him what we're doing. So. And
when you guys you were in the UK, were you guys close, like to the family? Like, it was, I wouldn't say close as in like I mean like close as in location close.
Yes.
Okay, it was like an Everyone Loved Raymond style, was it? Were they across the road, were they?
Yeah. Yeah, Craig. See, that's the thing. Like he's always lived with his mum and dad and not really travelled until he met me. And yeah, we lived across the road from his mum and dad. His grandma was just in the cul-de-sac across the road, and his auntie and uncle round the corner. And
oh wow,
I can see why it's been a big thing for his side of the family for us to come out here.
Yeah.
Whereas my family, I've got aunties and uncles dotted all over the world, and I think it was still hard for them. Don't get me wrong. But they were a lot more understanding and saying, it's your life, you've got to do what's right for you and your family. And my mum actually thought that Craig would actually leave me at the airport and I'd be coming out here on my own, because my mum was like, oh, Craig's not going to be able to leave all his family behind him. Tanya, his family means so much to him. He'll leave you at the airport, is what she kept saying, didn't she? But no, now look at him, he's here and he didn't leave me at the airport.
Yeah, he didn't leave you at the airport. Yeah, it's interesting. It's so, I don't know. I love. Well, it's been 3 years since you've been here and all that, so it is quite a journey. And when you throw in a pandemic as well, which obviously makes it a bit harder to travel. Now everything's gone up, and flights and everything makes it harder. So I think lots of people are or could feel trapped. I mean, we've got so many clients, just legend clients that have been stuck. The pandemic came, immigration didn't know what to do, and now they're still there, and other visas are being granted before. It's a bit of a mess, actually. It's kind of embarrassing of how it's working. And so many people have had to spend probably closer time with their family, because when they were looking to go, they got rid of their house, their jobs, their cars, and then the pandemic hit and actually moved into their families as well. So now they're going to go through maybe what Craig went, where they were quite tight, and then to move away. But it's not easy. I mean, you know, it's 30 hours door to door. Let's be honest, isn't it? From when you leave your house in Queensland to get back to the UK, it's 30 hours, and it's not 30 hours of fun. You know, with kids, the planes, the travel, the you know, the baggage, getting searched, taking your belt off, belt back on, you know, going through security, having a stopover. You know, I'm really selling this to the listeners, aren't I? But I guess it's just a reality, isn't it? And then it is hard to make the time to visit people. But what a great result, you know, 3 years later, and we see smiles on the faces. You know, young Harry enjoying, you know, his life in Australia, and it seems like you guys seem really fulfilled with the way your lifestyles are, how you've done everything. I've got to ask though, guys, favorite place to holiday, where would you recommend?
So I always prefer to go beach camping at Straddy Island.
Yeah, nice. It's good there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just I'm just gonna have to tell us. So people don't know what, geez, you got the Aussie lingo down pat now, haven't you? Okay, beach camping at Straddy, all right. Craig, over to you, mate. Tell us exactly what that means.
So North Stradbroke Island, you catch a ferry from our local terminal, about an hour ferry, then you drive off onto an island, about 10-minute drive across the island, and then you put your car in 4-wheel drive and just drive on the beach.
And then what do you do?
Just put a tent up.
And then what do you do?
Just have the day on the beach, sleep there at night. You sorted.
Amazing, isn't it?
Barbecue, open fire, sitting under the cars. Yeah.
And what do they charge you guys for that, for the camping on the beach?
So the barge is, the ferry's the expensive thing. That's 170 return.
Yeah.
But a campsite is $30 a night.
Oh, cool.
That's it.
It's good. It's really good. I know lots of places in West, when I was traveling Oz and all that, there was lots of free camps. I think they were free anyway. I hope they were. But it's the same sort of stuff, and it's just amazing, isn't it? Just the fact that you can go off and do that, and that's your day set on the beach. And yeah, I guess it's a beautiful adventure, because Australia's so big, isn't it? Such a big country, so much land, so much space, and Queensland's a huge state. Do you guys visit other states? You know, have you been to other states since you've come back? Do you do like little holidays to Sydney or Melbourne, or I guess you have done that?
Yeah, we've been to Sydney twice.
Yeah, I was there last weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, see, Sydney, we actually went with some Aussie friends, and one of the questions they asked us was, is this like London? And to be fair, it reminds me of London, but 10 times better. Like,
Okay.
with it being clean and like no homeless people about, and just the sights. And the commute around is a bit like London, where you're obviously not on a tube, but you've got the big like double-decker like train.
Yeah.
And getting around like the ports, you go by like the ferries, and
the ferry run, I remember that
like
one.
London. It's got the hustle and bustle like London, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, guys, I think you guys sound really, really happy. And it's been awesome to be part of the journey back 3 years ago. And it's been even better to be able to catch up and chat with you guys. So just a massive thank you to Craig and Tanya, and to young Harry. Keep playing soccer. Isn't that right, Craig? Call it soccer. Keep swimming, mate. You enjoy all of that. And guys, thank you again for participating in this. It's I know lots and lots of people that haven't made the move are going to be able to listen to this and take in lots of the information that you've given. So, guys, thank you so much, and we'll speak soon.
Thank you.